Elections, manifestos, political parties warring it out with each other, all is happening here right now. In this moment, the point man, the man in action is the Hindu's resident editor, Ravi Reddy, who has just come back from a trip around the state. So, Ravi, this is not the first election for you. You have been the man in action throughout. We in Business Line would like you to share with us your thoughts on how the political gimmicks work on ground in the field.
This is my sixth election I'm covering for the assembly, and just 2 days ago I had been to the rural parts of North Telangana where I met a couple of voters and went around almost a dozen constituencies where the election moment has picked up momentum, and I tried to reach out to the voters and just assess their mood, sort of a thing. And then it looks like as of now a close triangular fight between the BRS, Congress and the BJP. But BRS government seems to have done quite well in terms of the welfare and the development measures in the rural part of the state, particularly in North Telangana. And it looks as if the benefits of the schemes are reaching out to the people of the states, but there are still some heartburn among the people who have been deprived of these pensions, the social security pension, you could say, 2 BHK houses, and then unemployment seems to be a bit a worrying factor for the ruling party, which is now being like encashed by the Congress and the BJP in a big way.
Ravi, I'm glad you brought up the issue of welfare schemes and the dole-outs which this ruling party has given. You also raised the issue of unemployment and jobs. In this election, what we are given to understand is that there will be two key voters or voting players who would matter. Those are the youth and the women. So what, according to you, would be the turning point for these voters to opt for any of the parties?
Youth and women will quite be an interesting aspect of this voting pattern this time. In terms of welfare schemes for the women, the government has been quite successful in doling out the Kalyan Lakshmi and the social security pensions to aged women and elderly women. And then you have lot of welfare schemes that have come to the women who have just delivered the babies also. KCR Kids is one of the big achievement for the BRS government, wherein the government has ensured that all the pregnant women who deliver at the state-run hospitals are provided with the KCR Kids. And at the same time, the pension is also reaching out to the needy women, sort of a thing. And then Kalyan Lakshmi, a scheme that gives 1 lakh to the girl that gets married, is also quite successful. But there are a lot of issues concerning the women, something like the 2 BHK houses, because the government and the Chief Minister KCR has announced that the lands and the houses will be registered in the name of the women beneficiaries. So in some places there are women who have not been given these benefits, and maybe if a village has got 102 BHK houses, there could be some women who are left out, which is causing some sort of a heartburn among them. At the same time, youth are the crucial factor that the BRS government has to look into and try to appease them, because the lot of unemployment and the frequent cancellation of the public service commission examination has caused so much of unrest among the youth that it could tilt and they might vote against the BRS government if the government doesn't take necessary steps. At the same time, the government has been claiming that it has created employment opportunity for over 1 lakh of people in terms of police recruitments. It could be in the different departments that has taken place, but that has not gone on very well with the youth who are still in agitating mode. And we have to see whether the government will face the wrath of the youth who might cast their vote in favor of the Congress or the BJP. But to that extent, the government is still hopeful of raking up the sentiment to woo back the youth, because the youth were the front runners in the agitation for separate statehood.
Before I move to another serious issue, I want to understand that in Telangana elections for Congress, it has been Rahul Gandhi has been the face, and he is basically not the chief ministerial candidate, but the face is Rahul Gandhi, and it seems like a war between KTR versus Rahul. So, since you've come back from the field, what is your assessment? How do you feel the feel at the ground is?
Yeah, surely Rahul Gandhi has brought about a resurgence in the prospects of the fortunes of the Congress party to a large extent. We should also give credit to Priyanka Gandhi, who has also toured a couple of constituencies and addressed rallies. Both of them have even launched the bus yatra together, which evoked a very good response. There seems to be some surge and some attraction toward the Congress party, but because the party needs a face to win this election, it is totally banking on the central leadership. There is the PCC president Ravi Reddy, who also has a wide following among the party leaders, among the youth particularly, but he is beset with a lot of internal problems with senior leaders not going on board with him. But to some extent, as the winds of change, that is what the Congress party claims here, is being witnessed. So they are trying to put up a united show and say that we are all united. I mean, it seems like Rahul Gandhi leading the entire campaign for the party versus KCR, KTR, and Harish Rao, and not to leave out Miss Kavita, daughter of Chief Minister, who is also in the front, leading the BRS campaign out here.
That's very well explained for our readers, Ravi, because we have our own niche audience in business line and we are not into the politics side of it. So I'm rather glad you were able to give the behind the scenes for us. But a very key and a very important question which we would like to understand is, now Hyderabad is a world unto itself, a space unto itself, and Hyderabad's voting may not necessarily be how rest of the state votes. So how over the years, how have you seen this shift happening, or do you think this time around it would be rest versus Hyderabad?
Yeah, Hyderabad is a typical example wherein we have 26 constituencies in and around Hyderabad. That translates into 1/4 of the total assembly seats, that's 119 here. So Hyderabad becomes a crucial factor for any political party to take and win these elections. But it has results of the last election has shown that it's the BRS that has gained very well in this part of the city, and also MIM, which has got its own hold and sway over certain pockets in the old city of Hyderabad. But this time it looks as if Congress is also in the race along with the BJP because of the candidates they have fielded, and there seems to be some sort of an anti-incumbency factor against the local legislators, not against the BRS party chief or the government, but it's against the local leaders that could make the difference. And the distribution of tickets among the opposition party has also given some sort of trouble for the opposition parties, which is where the BRS is hopeful of making some inroads and trying to retain the seats as far as.
Very, very well explained, Ravi. One last question to you. This is not the first election, as we said in the intro, for you to have tracked. So, what is, according to you, the key change which you are observing in this election?
See, during my tour of the districts, I could see some sort of anti-incumbency against the local legislatures. It differs from constituency to constituencies. There are some strong opposition candidates who are giving a tough time to the ruling party MLAs who have been retained to a large extent. But there are also some very good newcomers who are making and attracting the voters, sort of a thing. So this has thrown up a situation wherein lot of mixed result is possible here. To this extent, I can always say that it's not going to be so easy for the BRS to retain the power, as the Congress is far ahead and it's giving a tough time to the ruling BRS, because the BJP has weakened to such an extent that it is now turning out to be a straight fight between the Congress and the BRS, and we have to see the numbers only.
So thank you so much, Ravi, for sparing your time and sharing your thoughts with us at Business Line. Thank you.